Hello, welcome to Australian Citizenship Class on YouTube.
Episode 22. Today's episode is taken from Part 3 of Australian Citizenship, Our Common Bond. We're going to have a look at how did we establish our system of government on page 25. Federation. After British settlement, and before 1901, Australia was made up of 6 separate self-governing British colonies. Each colony had its own constitution and laws relating to defense, immigration, postage, trade, and transport. However, this created difficulties between the colonies. For example, trade and transport between the colonies was expensive and slow, and enforcing the law across borders was difficult. At the time, New South Wales, Queensland, and Victoria's railways used different gauges or track widths. This made travel and transport of goods from one colony to the next very difficult. The separate colonies also had weak systems of defense. As a result, people wanted to unite the colonies to form a single nation. More importantly, Australia's national identity was beginning to form. Sporting teams were representing Australia internationally. And an Australian culture was developing in popular songs, poems, stories, and art. Uniting the nation was a difficult task, but over time, the idea of one Australian nation became a reality. On the 1st of January 1901, the colonies were united into a federation of states called the Commonwealth of Australia. The Australian Constitution. The Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1900, or known as the Australian Constitution, is the legal document that sets out the basic rules for the government of Australia. The Australian Constitution was originally passed as part of a British Act of Parliament in 1900. On the 1st of January 1901, the Australian Constitution came into effect and the Australian colonies became one independent nation, the Commonwealth of Australia. The Australian Constitution established the Parliament of the Commonwealth of Australia, consisting of a House of Representatives and a Senate. The Constitution also established the High Court of Australia, which has the ultimate power to apply and interpret the laws of Australia. The Australian people can change the Australian Constitution by voting in a referendum, such as the 1967 referendum, where more than 90% of Australians voted yes to allow Aboriginal peoples to be counted in the census. In a referendum, there needs to be a double majority for the Australian Constitution to be changed. That is, both the majority of voters in a majority of states and a majority of voters across the nation must vote for the change. Keywords. As we work through Our Common Bond, you're probably noticing that you're recognizing more of the words in the text and videos. We learnt about federation in episode 5, the Commonwealth of Australia in episode 12, referendums and the Constitution in episode 18, and the Australian national identity in episode 6. Let's say the key words together. Federation. Colonies. 1st of January 1901. Australian national identity. Federation of States. Commonwealth of Australia. Parliament. The Australian Constitution. Referendum. High Court of Australia. Double majority. Let's have a look at a practice test question. In a referendum, there needs to be a double majority for what to change? A. The Commonwealth of Australia. B. The Australian Constitution. C. The Prime Minister of Australia. The answer to this question is B. The Australian Constitution can only be changed with the support of the majority of Australian voters and a majority of voters in at least 4 states. This is called a double majority. That's it for today's episode. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the comments section. I'll do my best to help in any way I can. If you found this video helpful, please click on like and subscribe to help me grow this channel. This will also help you see when new episodes are ready to watch. See you in the next episode.